We're ready. Come on in.
Jackson Miller.
Nick, nice to meet you.
Nick, nice to meet you. Jackson Miller. Mike?
Yeah.
Jackson Miller.
Good to meet you.
Brad. Perfect. How you guys doing today?
Good, good. How are you doing?
Oh, pretty well, pretty well. So where are you guys all from?
I live here in town.
I live close to town.
I live in Boulder.
So we all bleed red, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Husker fans?
Yep.
Think Matt Rule's got what it takes to turn us around?
Give it a year or two. I gotta give it a little bit of leeway on it, so see what happens. Hopefully it does.
Yeah.
So last few experiments were the best, so.
Well, we're supposed to get that Raiola kid, five-star QB. That would be crazy.
Yeah,
I
right.
love me some Casey Thompson, but I don't know if he's the answer we need, so.
Yeah.
So,
But anyway, so how you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Pretty good. So I know I had talked to Kathy before and we had set up this meeting, and so I'm actually from Kearney. I live in Omaha right now. But I actually had just a wedding down here last week and saw that you were working on some construction over at the Crown Plaza.
Yep.
And I think I can, be of some help, but I've got a few questions about that if you don't mind me asking first.
Absolutely.
So my first question is, what exactly are you trying to do over at the Crown Plaza construction site?
So pretty much have to expand or wanting to expand our parking lot, but issue in the retention pond where we want to expand it to, just for more space with all the conferences and how big the hotel is and the attraction is getting. So just trying to expand the overall parking lot size.
Do you guys care if I take notes during this?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how I understand it is the retention ponds, are they movable? Or are they something?
No, they unfortunately, we have to, that's about the only place that we have to expand. So we have to unfortunately fill those in and figure out another way to manage our stormwater.
So are you trying to, I guess, either filter the water all the way down and have it, disperse underground in a sort of system? Or are you trying to move the water from where you're going to build the parking lot to another area farther?
Whatever is the most efficient and cost effective is really what we're trying to look at and kind of evaluate what our options are. And, obviously it's that important client of ours. So, we want to make sure we're being wise with their funds.
Mhm. So what I would kind of recommend is we have two systems, the Nyloplast system, which is for moving our water, and the storm tech. So the Nyloplast is going to be the drainage systems. It's going to be, this stuff. So you can just set this up. It's fully customizable. So however big your parking lot needs to be. So water goes in there and then we can customize all the different piping routes. And then if we want to use the storm tech with it, how it's going to work is you can choose kind of whatever system you want. So you guys looking at your website and whatnot, you guys care about your customers.
Mhm.
And one of the best ways we can do that is provide a positive environmental impact. And so one of our cool things is the Eco Pure biofilter. So when you're building those sidewalks or those curbs, that can be one of the drainage systems. And so it's going to go and drain into this system. You can have plant life here. It's going to filter through and it's going to go into our isolator tanks and then our drainage tanks. So that could be an option for you as well. But what I really want to get into is the storm tech system as a whole. So how it works is the water goes in this catch basin and these isolator pipes are going to be your main source. So it's going to be dependent on, we'll look at how much rainfall Kearney gets in a year to see how big, because we don't want to oversize you. We don't want you to overpay. But so this isolator pipe is going to be the one that's going to collect all the sediment. And so you're not going to have to worry about, the sediment getting into these back pipes and draining and causing a backup. It's really easy to clean up. We have a jet vac system. So every 5-10 years, depending on, how dirty your parking lot gets, you just have an independent company come in, they pump it out, makes it really easy for Eunice.
You guys don't do the jet vac, or is that someone else that would contract for on the maintenance side for that?
Yeah, so I don't know if it would be you that would contract through them or if it would be the Eunice Conference Center, but once again, it's.
No, we don't contract through you guys for that. Right?
No. But once again, that's something that it really depends on, what you're seeing coming on in the parking lot, but it's really easy. It takes maybe 5 minutes, it jets it all out. But then these pods, what we really want to get you into is the geosynthetic filter underneath to make sure that the water you're putting back in the system is clean. It's not going to hurt the environment around you. The people over at Unis, they're going to be happy with it. They're not going to get any questions from, any environmental people. So that'll work. And then the N12 dual wall pipe. So is what we're going to use to get it there. So based on how big your parking lot is, we'll have those pipes coming in to get there. There are storm tech pipes, but it would be overdoing for what it's want. So the dual wall pipes are going to be perfect for that situation.
Doesn't affect the warranty at all.
Nope. So both these systems interchangeable. The nice part about this, it's going to be way more corrosion resistant and durable than anything else you've used. And then also right here. So I think this is where we could really save you a lot of time. So this is our storm tech and how it's stacked on our shipping. So, right now you guys probably use some sort of concrete basin or something. Am I right?
Yeah, it's just an open pond.
Okay, even better. But for like your construction in the future, like have you ever installed a system kind of like this or?
No, this is something new for us.
Okay, perfect. Well, usually companies, they have a concrete basin underground. And the problem with that is how many can you fit on a truck? 3, 4 maybe. And not only that, you're trying to lower them down. You got to be super careful if they break. Got to have another truck come in. I mean, you can load way more than you need on one truck here because they're all stackable. Same thing with the pipes, they just fit right in there. So we can get you, one truck down and, you don't have to worry about shipping. And I think we can really help you out, not only on this project, but in future projects. So do you guys have any questions for me? I still have a few for you, but.
So go over this one again.
Yeah.
So this is just what we got here? You got a 24-inch basin, and then we're just snaking pipes all over the place.
So this is just a picture just to show you how it's customizable. So this isn't a product or anything. This is just to show you our nyloplast system. So it's totally based on what you guys want.
So this is basically just a straight up drainage system draining into a canal.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, so what you can do is it kind of is dependent upon the sediment. Because if you go and dig down and you see that like, hey, like we're sitting on a floodplain right now or something, which I don't know what the current situation is, but if you are doing that, then we can take this nyloplast system, move it 20, 40, 50 feet away or whatever, and put it into that storm tech system. So this, yeah, I know it's snaking up, but it just shows how customizable it is.
So so we can basically choose either the nyloplast system or the storm tech system.
I would recommend kind of both. So the nyloplast is going to be what gets the water to the storm tech system.
Okay.
So you can have the storm tech system right underneath, but you're going to need some of that nyloplast to go down and actually get it to
Can I
it.
do the nyloplast just by itself or?
Yeah, you can too. It's just going to be dependent on how much those retention ponds can take. Because, I've lived in Kearney and I was actually in Kearney during that flood. And like the nyloplast system is going to be great until something like that happens again, where if it's just going to get backed up, where the storm tech is going to be able to filter it all through. And it doesn't necessarily hold anything because it doesn't have a basin, but it's going to filter through the sediment, and that would protect you in a flood situation.
But say we get a high water table, how does that storm tech actually, you're kind of coming up into where it's wanting to seep down. Is there a method to discharge that extra water so we're not
Yeah.
overworking the system?
So what I would recommend for that is the Landmax system. So it's going to be a lot wider. It's going to be a lot more durable. But if you're worried about that, this system, it's just going to keep snaking back and forth. And then when it gets to the end again, if you're worried about something like that, you can connect the nyloplast and have it drain up to an additional canal.
Okay.
So it'd be like an extra.
No, that
pipe.
makes sense.
But as far as that goes, the only other question I had for you is how many projects like this would you say you currently have going on?
Something like this is the first one we got, but I mean, honestly, coming up in the next couple of years, we probably got another 2 or 3 that would be in the same boat.
Well, we were talking about Matt Rule, and I think I can be your guys' Matt Rule. I think I can come in and, kind of build this product with you guys and work through my distributors and help you guys do this, because not only is this system going to, reduce your environmental impact, it's going to make shipping a whole lot easier. The installation is way easier than anything concrete, PVC, anything else. But what it's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to be able to, know your product a lot more. So when you come in and the guy asks you, well, why don't we just store it underground? Well, because you want to have the geosynthetic geosynthetic filter. And that way your plant life around, your animal life around is not going to be affected. And so I would really love, I was looking at your website and I noticed Kent Cordis, he's your civil engineer and project manager, and then Rick Pettit, he's your field operations director. I'd love to get in a meeting with them and you guys again, and possibly see about, expanding this opportunity not only to the conference center, but where else you guys have it.
So I know this is kind of a challenging question probably, but average cost per foot on this stuff, I mean, we're talking installed, or I'm talking installed.
Mhm.
Do you have an idea?
So it's really all dependent. It's dependent on, how deep you got to bury it, which would all depend on the size, which is dependent on what you need. So it's fully customizable. We can get you quotes before, anything's said and done. I don't have an exact price though.
I mean, say you kept them separate, between the two systems, what's the most cost efficient?
The most cost efficient would be the storm tech just right underneath, but that's also dependent on whether or not you can do that, whether or not you're sitting on a floodplain or what's going on, or sometimes you get in a situation where you've got pipes buried underneath that you just can't move, so. But the storm tech is more cost efficient.
But I thought I heard you guys say you don't install this stuff, right?
Nope. So we actually have two distributors that we work with. So these are our distributors and their locations. And I put the Kearney guys' number on there. So you guys can, talk to them, reach out. They know just as much as I do about the product. You can see what works, but they'll come in and then so they'll ship it to you. And then we can kind of explain how to install it that first time, but then your guys are capable and they can figure it out from there.
So are we liable if something is installed incorrectly?
So we have a warranty, the distributor has a warranty, so if something goes bad on your guys' part, like if it's installed, there are requirements we have, so for pipes that are 4 to 48 inches, they have to be buried a foot below any cover above, and 60 inches and bigger, they've got to be 2 foot below. But as far as if there's anything other than that, like as long as they're installed correctly, with a few minor.
So you guys will be there to verify they're installed correctly?
Yep.
So you guys do inspection on it to make sure.
Yeah.
That way you maintain your warranty.
Yep. But if you guys are good with questions, I'd love to schedule another meeting with these two people and see where we can go from there. Maybe we can get you down to Lincoln sometime for a football game.
They could probably do that. Probably do that.
The football game or schedule another meeting?
Well, I don't know. Or both at the same
We can do a
time.
little both. We can schedule a meeting around football games.
I think I have any other questions.
I don't have any other questions either. I would be curious to see what you've got a warranty, but I'd be curious to see what you keep saying these guys have warranties too. I'd be curious to see what they are.
And that's just for you. They're both great distributors. It's just whichever one you want to go with, whichever one have locations that are better for you. So.
And they'll arrange the installation.
Yeah, so you guys will still have to install it, but we can bring it out, ship it out there, because our distributors, they've got a great workforce, but unfortunately for, I think what we're going to be trying to do, they don't have the workforce to install all those projects. But like I said, the installation is very easy. So, and your guys, they've done a lot more.
So if we're installing it, why would they need to have warranties? Because they're not doing anything.
Just in case something goes wrong, like if the system would somehow fail, like they have a warranty and then they can ship it back to us to see if it fits within ours.
Okay. I'm probably missing that one, but I'll take your word for it.
Figure that out in the next go around, right?
Yeah.
And I also have business cards here too, in case any of you want to get a hold of me. So,
Thank you.
but otherwise, we could get another meeting with those two guys. I think it'd be perfect. And, you're getting the meeting with your field director, I think would be awesome. So.
Yeah, I think we could work on getting that set up here in the near future.
Perfect. Well, any other questions for me?
I don't think so. I think that's all I got.
Sweet. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Jackson.
Good to meet you.
Let's going to do well this year.
Let's hope so.
See you, fellas.
See you.